Alright, I see what it is. Think it comes with it. They swatted Drake shit yesterday. Y'all ain't know that. They flagged my stream. Why? I'm on there talking about Desiree Perez. Look, Roc Nation, LLC.
If Akademiks only had 10 subscribers, he wouldn't be picking fights with Roc Nation. If you weren't already sitting comfortable, you wouldn't even have the platform to bring up Jay-Z in the first place. That's just the truth.
My place, I'm not going to use my platform to incite things to go a certain way.
So when it comes to Game and Kendrick, we're expecting violence and like what are we expecting?
So now people are saying I'm scared of Roc Nation too? Listen, I don't have enough money for Roc Nation to even bother being scared of me. You need real money flowing before somebody thinks it's worth it to block you, blackball you, or sabotage you. Anyway, Marc Lamont Hill and Joe Budden both responded to Akademiks going off on hip-hop journalists, basically calling the whole field trash and saying nobody's fighting in his corner. If you want that response, check the video before this one. But first, let's hear what Akademiks actually said about all this. And there's more. Apparently, people are getting swatted, people are getting hit with copyright claims, and I'll also break down what Roc Nation is supposedly doing to Akademiks and Drake in this video. Buckle up. Let's start with the response to Joe and Marc.
Choir from both. Is there fact checkers? If Akademiks comes on stream and he breaks down something that might be a theory, is there anybody in the culture that will say, well, actually, we have looked into it? Because that's what journalists do. And we looked at it, and Akademiks is incorrect here. He might have a point here. There might be a story here, or there might be none. Where is those people?
People keep saying Akademiks isn't a journalist either, and that's fair. The speaker points to Meg Kinniff saying that despite personal disagreements, her coverage of hip-hop and major cases qualifies as journalism. Then comes Rob Markman and Marc Lamont Hill. The argument is that reaction content and activism aren't automatically journalism. Akademiks also clashed with Joe Budden over Game and Kendrick. If Drake and Kendrick were called just rap, the speaker asks why treat Game and Kendrick differently. And when it comes to the West Coast, Ak knows the stakes can be serious.
I get it. The whole I see dead people. I know. I heard what they said, Drake. Game said. I just don't see it that way. And that has far deeper implications, right? That has like West Coast gang, different sets, different regions, niggas that grew up together, niggas that got cousins. And
why did y'all say that about Drake? There's a lot of rappers who had relationships with both of them that ended up losing those relationships, whether it's Khaled or whoever. Like, it made a separation between people in Cali feeling like they got a ride for that, and shit, we seen what happened when it comes to like Toronto. They feel they got a ride for Drake. We seen Schoolboy Q get his show shut down. Yes, why we acting like, oh no, Game and Kendrick, they can't beef, it's too serious. But with Drake and Kendrick, it was like, oh yeah, who gives? All right, anyway.
It's not my place. I'm not going to use my platform to incite things to go a certain way when my good years on earth have let me know exactly where that will go.
Wait, so when it comes to Game and Kendrick, we're expecting violence and
Ak, we're expecting real volatility here. The possibility of actual gang involvement. Bloods and Crips getting pulled in. That's the real concern. Don't sit here and act like you genuinely believe Drake and Kendrick carried the same risk of violence when they live on completely opposite sides of the planet. Drake's in Canada, Kendrick's in California. They're not even in the same country. Compare that to two guys from the same state, arguably the state most associated with gang violence in America. Cut it out, Ak. Love you, but stop dancing around it.
support. This material has been removed from your account. They flagged my stream, nigga. Why? I'm on there talking about Desiree Perez. Look, it's Akademiks TV shit. Look, Roc Nation, LLC, John Kennedy, Reed Smith. We know the names now. Okay? What's the infringement happening? Oh, they claim that in me talking, which is fair use, this is a false claim. I could put up a picture of somebody. They don't fuck with the YouTube because, nigga, YouTube, we're gonna fight it. Like, nigga, you think about it, nigga, we making money over here, nigga. Fuck you talking about? But on X, they could submit these things in mass, and you know, it kind of turns to nothing. Black and white photograph of Desiree Perez used. Man.
Calling Drake soft misses the point. People generally see Drake's conflicts as staying within music, while the game Kendrick situation could carry different real-world risks because of their street affiliations. That doesn't make Drake soft, it's simply a different situation. J. Cole is another example. Nobody calls him soft because his focus is lyricism rather than gang culture. So why apply a different standard to Drake? Then comes the accusation that Akademiks is playing victim over Roc Nation. His response is basically that both sides are giving each other problems, and he isn't asking anyone to rescue him. But the bigger question remains, is Ak actually being targeted, or is he framing normal pushback as something bigger? The swatting argument adds another layer. Internet personalities get swatted all the time, so one incident alone doesn't prove Roc Nation was responsible. Akademiks had reportedly dealt with swatting before this dispute, which means stronger evidence would be needed to connect it specifically to Roc Nation. And now there's another issue on the table. Akademiks showing a copyright strike involving a photo of Desiree Perez, a major Roc Nation executive. That's where the story gets even more interesting.
This right here is just another example of something that Jay-Z is doing, and I'm wondering why you guys aren't talking about it. Why are you not talking about the fact that Jay-Z, Roc Nation, through their law firm Reed Smith, is quite literally flagging content creators with false copyright claims, illegal copyright claims, when their content is fair use, but they flag it because they don't like what's being talked about when it comes to Jay-Z. If the video is negatively about Jay-Z, they're hitting it with these fucking claims. For Akademiks, he literally used an image of Jay-Z from Google. Like, you type in Jay-Z in Google, he used an image from there, and they flagged him for copyright claims when it's fair use. So look, if you're a creator, we all publish things, we all go through copyright claims, copyright strikes, demonetization, all the things that come with being a creator. So fuck the lawsuit. If you're seeing this happen, why aren't you talking about it? Because I know damn well if this was Drake, like, could you imagine if during the battle, right? But imagine if he had a team of people flagging content creators for negative critiques about him illegally. Would you talk about it? Of course you would. Why won't you talk about this? Because this is something in your wheelhouse. This is something that affects you. Any creator should be concerned by shit like this.
What bothers me here is how common copyright takedowns have become among creators. I won't name anyone, but plenty of YouTubers, podcasters, and social media personalities openly use claims and platform rules against competitors when they feel threatened. So if Roc Nation is allegedly using similar tactics, that's certainly questionable, but it also isn't some unheard of strategy. Creators sometimes target old videos with copyright claims, while others use terms of service violations to get content restricted or removed. It can happen when jealousy or competition gets involved, especially when someone sees another channel growing quickly. That doesn't make it right, but Akademiks already understands how this industry works. So the bigger question is whether Roc Nation is actually doing something unusual or simply using the same tools creators have been using against each other for years. And now, What's the Dirt is stepping in to defend Akademiks over the copyright strike involving the Desiree Perez photo. Let's hear what he had to say. Big creators calling out Roc Nation is easy when they have money and a huge platform behind them, but smaller creators can't afford the same risks. If a major creator used copyright strikes against them, would those same people speak up? Probably not. That's the real issue. Big creators protect their relationships and often stay quiet when someone at their level does the same thing. Meanwhile, smaller channels are left dealing with the consequences. So why should they inherit a fight they can't afford? That's the point. Like, subscribe, and let me know what y'all think.